So our Cheez-It box or our cardboard box project was actual texture. So we could feel that cardboard box and we could feel the difference between those little pieces of paper. This project is implied texture. So we are looking at this picture. It looks like it should have feelies to it. It shouldn't be just flat the way that we draw it. But if you actually touch it, it's just a flat piece of paper. So this is our Cheez-It box, my Cheez-It box, your cardboard box. When I feel this, I can feel every time there is a square or a triangle glued on. This picture looks like there should be you should be able to feel the texture of the petals, but since it's just a little piece of paper, it definitely does not. But the way that the photograph is, it looks like it should be touchy-feely. Good luck. Don't stress out too much about this one. I actually am a potter. That's my favorite. My second favorite is photography. I struggle a little bit with drawings, and you might be able to figure that out with my colors. So don't get too freaked out if it is not looking exactly like what you want it to. But just give yourself a little bit of credit for trying. But I do want you to try hard. Don't just like, I don't know, work on it for 30 seconds, call it good, and turn it in. I want you to take all the time that I give you on it to try and make it as detailed as possible. Good luck. All right, kiddos, today we are working on texture. So I just have a drinking glass. I don't want this very big because I want it very detailed, and I think the bigger things get, the less detail you guys use in your picture. So I just traced around my top of my glass, maybe, I don't know, 2 inches in diameter. And then I told you to pick a picture out of the macro pictures. And so this is the one that I am starting with. The first thing I want you to do is look at where you want it to be. I've zoomed in on this. I'm using my my tablet, so it's touchscreen, so that's helpful for me, but you can print off a picture if you want. But we are doing an observational picture today. Observational drawing, very, very close. So this is a flower that I found online. Lots and lots and lots of details. It's gonna take me a little bit to get this done, but that's what I am looking at. So this is all the space I'm going to use up. So this is a big picture, this one's gonna be tiny. So I am going to start by, I'm gonna put it maybe this way so you can see a little bit what I am doing. Get my pencil out of the way. Okay, so starting in this picture, I'm going to very, very lightly draw that circle in the middle, because we start off drawing lines turn into shapes, shapes turn into pictures. So I want to start off by making this circle in the middle, and then maybe I'm going to do another circle coming out, and that's where this line kind of is, where it starts to go from teardrop shapes to more petal looking shapes, and then from there might be another line to figure out where these more teardrop shapes are. So it's going to be really, really dark in the middle, and then it's going to go out, and I just see these little lines going through there. And I'm going to color this in with colored pencils, just like you. So out here, there are all these little rock looking shapes. They're not really all circles. Some of them are more circular, some are more blob-like. And then they get smaller the smaller they get on the inside till they get teeny tiny in there. Okay, so then from there they start getting a little bit more distinct. So I'm just gonna do maybe a bumpy line going around that kind of fits into those a little bit better than just the circles I was doing. And then they start getting bigger. Then in there they start to twirl a little bit. So maybe I'll go up here and do some more curlicue. And then the bigger they get, the more the lines, they go from being these little curlicues to more lines inside there. And then once I get up to that line, they start turning into these more teardrop, more defined shapes. I'm just trying to follow along with what's going on here. I'm looking at this picture more than I'm actually looking at this picture. And then once I am finished drawing, once it goes out to the top there, then you will color it in with color pencils. And these color pencils, I want you to use blending. I want you to try to find colors that are very close to these colors. I know you might not have all 100,000 different Crayola colors, but just see what you can do. Get as close as possible. Observational drawings are very realistic. They look like what they're supposed to be. So I'm looking at this picture and drawing what I am looking at. Okay, I found a few colors that I'm going to use. I might use a few more in here, but you're gonna want to play around with mixing colors today. So I'm gonna need some white to get in those highlights. I have some turquoise bluish that matched the best with that blue. I might add some dark blue in there as well. And then I have some peach that I found to go with some of those outside highlights. So I'm just going to just start coloring these in around the edges here. I'm going dark on the outside and then lightening up in the inside, so when I get that blue in there, it'll blend together nicely. Now the closer I get in to my flower, the less peach I have. These are a lot more peach out here than the other ones are. And I am coloring in each one of these individually because I want them to be colored in the way that they were drawn. If I color them in this whole circle, then it's not going to look realistic. You want to get those textures in there. You want to get where that peach lines go through the blue. You want to see where the highlights are. And you can only do that if you color everything individually. We're doing them small so that way you can get all that texture in there to make it look realistic. Okay, now I'm gonna go back with my peach and fill in some of these a little bit more peach-like because there's a lot more peach in the center of my picture than what I have going on here. And then I'm gonna go back and add some shadows to it. So where the dark spots are, I'm gonna add like little veins in here with my peach and my white. And then in the dark spaces, I'm gonna color these in a little bit more.